Hello and welcome to day 3 of the 7-day money challenge. Today it's all about understanding your why when it comes to money. So for those of you that haven't done day 1 and day 2, please go back and watch the previous videos and do the activities for each of those 2 days and then come back to this video. For those of you that are on day 3, well done, major applause. Thank you very much for taking the action, because you're showing up for yourself and you're making choices and decisions that are going to have a beneficial impact, whether it's just at the 7 days or beyond the 7-day challenge. So thank you very much. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tania. I'm a former accountant turned coach and therapist, and created this channel to be able to share some of my experience, the tools, techniques. So let's get on with day 3. So today is all about understanding why you want money, why you spend money, what does money mean to you? And it's understanding those questions. And it's not just those questions, it's about delving further and deeper, layer by layer. We're not going to ask the question why just once or twice. We're going to keep asking it at least 5 times, because what's going to come out first? Why do you want more money? The answer might be because I don't have any. Then when you ask the question, but why do you really want money? Okay, so you've paid your bills, you've got a bit of cash in your bank account. Why do you really want more money? Is it because the lifestyle that you've got isn't aligned to what you want it to be, that you're not experiencing life in its richest, fullest realization for you? Is it because you are in debt, that you are constantly worried, you're constantly afraid of scarcity, of lack of money, of not being able to pay your bills, of not being able to do any of the things that you want to do in life? It's trying to understand all those motivations. Now, on day 1, we did ask some of those questions in terms of what were your fears, what were the stories, what were the blocks that you had around money. But this is actually taking it that next level down. So in the analogy of building the house, day 1, day 2, we build the foundations by understanding a little bit about the mindset, what's keeping us stuck, and maybe doing behaviours that are not really propelling us to where we want to go. Then it's about getting a snapshot of where you are at this moment in time financially. Do you know how much money is landing in and out of your bank account at any given day? And having that understanding and that knowledge is going to empower you to make decisions as we progress further into these 7 days. So Albert Einstein had the quote about the definition of insanity: keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now that you've probably been there, you've done it, you've thought that, oh yeah, if I go and invest the money, if I get a credit card, if I try and spread my payments out, you might have made decisions like those in the past, and some of them might have worked and others might have not worked. But you are where you are at this moment in time, and as a result of the exercise on day 2, we had that simple formula of what is the income that's coming into your bank account and what is the expenses that are leaving your bank account. And the difference between the two is going to give you 3 options. It's either going to be that you've got excess money at either the end of the month, or if you look at it on an annual basis, that you've got extra cash, or you've got whatever comes in is going out, so you've got a 0 balance. Or you're in a deficit, and this is where you've got a shortfall, that you owe money. You've not been able to clear all your bills, you've not been able to repay all the payments, and you're in arrears. So you're owing money either to the bank because you've got an overdraft, or to providers because you're not paying their bills. And that is probably adding even more to the stress, the fear, the worry that sort of is got the relationship that you have with money right now. But no matter which of those three kind of options you are, there is no right or wrong. You are where you are, and it's about facing that head on and acknowledging and accepting you are where you are, but now you're taking the action to change those behaviors, those patterns, the relationship that you have with money, so you can change your circumstances. Because in an ideal world, we want no one to be in that shortfall, in the deficit position. We want you to have enough money to be able to at least cover off all your expenses, whether that is just for survival mode, until you can figure out other resourceful ways to increase your income. So we're going to look at more kind of practical steps in tomorrow's video on day 4. But on day 3, it's about driving down on these why questions, and it's about going down to the root of your why, getting down to the real meaning of what money means to you. Why do you need and want money in your life? And it's not just the superficial to pay the bills, to maybe go on holiday. It's about getting to that deeper reason that money means to you. And this might be aligned to your core values, that you want to live an authentic life, that you want to have freedom, you want to be able to enjoy and do things and experience things in life. So there's usually, from a psychology perspective, there's two kind of elements to the way that we think and behave around money. And one is around security, where we want money so we can actually survive, pay for the bills, pay for maybe some holidays, maybe some gifts, buying and spending for material possessions that we may aspire to have, or that we have but we need to sort of repay. And then on the flip side, you've got people that aspire to have experiences. It's about the lifestyle. But even whether it is because you just want to survive and pay the bills from a security, or you want to have enough in your nest egg to be able to retire one day or go on that big worldwide trip, whatever your ultimate goal is, it will either be driven because you've got a need for security, or you've got a need to experience life in its fullest. And maybe you lie somewhere in between, that you've got an element that aims towards security, but then you also want to have the life experience. And this is about drilling down in those why questions to get down to, is it you want the lifestyle because you've always wanted to travel and experience things? Because from my personal experience, that was always from a young child going on my first road trip at the age of 5. I had that bug that I wanted to go out and explore the world. I wanted to see that it was more than just the village or just the local town that I was sort of brought up in. And it's about experiencing and broadening that life experience for me. For you, what is it? Is it because you're comparing yourself to others and they've got 2 holidays a year, or they've got the big fancy house, the flashy car, the designer clothes? You want to keep up through peer pressure, social pressure, that you want to have all that good stuff that you see other people having? Is it that you want the quality goods, that for you would rather save your money, or you would rather put stuff on credit and buy the big expensive, the fancy Tesla, versus another electric car that you could buy that would be substantially cheaper than a Tesla? What is the aspiration? And I'm just using the Tesla as an example. What is actually driving you? Is it you're going for quality? Are you going for a brand that you believe and you support and you've used for years, and it's that brand loyalty that makes you want to spend a bit more than maybe a cheaper version of a product that gives you the same kind of benefits? What is the kind of motivation behind? And understanding that why, that is your motivation as to why you want it, you aspire for it. Is it because you think that if you you've had a really stressful week at work and you want to treat and reward yourself, and you're not like I've been in the past, where I've binged eat, but then I also went and did retail therapy. I would go and I would buy, Dr. Martens was a brand that I loved the boots, and then I loved the sandals, and then I had them in multiple colours. It wasn't enough to just have them in a black, I wanted them in a red and in a green, and the list just kept on going. But what I actually came to realize that for me, buying a lot of stuff was trying to fill that kind of emptiness that I felt inside, that I didn't feel good enough. And me not feeling good enough, and then sort of associating it that I've had a stressful situation, I want to reward myself, and how am I going to reward myself is I'm going to go and buy 2 pairs of Dr. Martens rather than just 1 pair. The reality is you can only wear 1 pair of Dr. Martens at any given time. So having 3, 4, 5, 10 pairs in the closet means that 9 of them are in the closet and there's only 1 on your pair of feet. And this is where it's understanding what is the motivation? What is your why? Why do you want money? Why do you want to spend money? And understanding those answers to those questions, and keep drilling down until there is no further to go. Now, that might be that you need to ask that question 5 times to get to the answer. It might mean that you need to go 7 times deep, or it might mean that for you need to go 10 deep to get to the genuine answer. And for each one of you, it might end up being a totally different answer. And for others, there might start being a bit of a trend that the beliefs and the thoughts and the meaning that associate with money, it links to either your core values or behaviours and patterns that you have demonstrated throughout your life. Now, the good news is that, as Marissa Peer says, you get the chance, we all get the chance to change twice each day. We get to change the thoughts, the words, the beliefs that we have up in our brain, and then we get to change the feelings that we experience in our body and the actions that we take. So we get to change twice every day. The fact that you've turned up on day 3 and you are committed to doing these exercises on a daily basis, it's going to start proving to yourself that you're turning up for you. You have got your own back. You have got the power and the capability of making changes. We're not going from day 1 up to day 7 with you just making leaps and bounds of progress. It's just little steps that we're making, and those little steps are having a compound impact and effect in your life, and hopefully it's starting to, I can do this. I can do these small exercises, and by doing these small exercises, it's pat on the back. I turned up today. I did something different. I didn't do the insanity bit, keep doing the same thing over and over. I'm doing something different. I am changing the behaviors, and I'm changing the thoughts, or I'm becoming aware of the thoughts. So then tomorrow we'll cover off some practical elements. So today we've built one of the walls in our house. Now you've got to let your imagination go a wee bit wild here, because our house could either have 3 walls and then it supports the roof, or it can have 4 walls, in which case today we actually built 1 wall and 1/3 of a second wall, because we're going to have another couple of days building the walls of this imaginary house, which is our relationship with money. And then we'll start putting the roof onto the house, and then you've got a complete structural a structure that is solid and can withstand whatever challenge and obstacles life may bring, but your relationship with money will have dramatically shifted from what it was on day 1. Okay, so I'm going to bring it to a close. Now go out and seize the day. Get pen and paper, write down all your whys, get down to the fundamental reason as to why you want more money and what money means to you. Get to the root cause of the true belief, the true meaning of money has in your life. And remember, you've got choices in life and you're choosing extremely wisely today, watching this video and taking the action to do this exercise. So until tomorrow, bye.